Okay, welcome everybody. The Epohers World Cup 2 finals bracket is here, and with me, Askalat, the
Guten Tag.
man. Yeah, always fun to cast with you, as a fellow German, I suppose.
Don't say that before we started.
Yeah, all right. So we see the draft on the screen. VortiX against Numudan is one of the four quarterfinal series best of five that we have today. And do you have anything that stands out to you immediately?
Just mentioning. At the same time, there's Marine Lord B, Anatan Wham, and Beastie Puppy, but all of them are being covered somewhere, or you have at least a player perspective. But we are gonna cover this one for now. What does stand out to me? Let's see here. The double Ottoman ban is I mean, it's not super unusual, but it does stand out because that leaves China and Mali for free for either, as we see on both perk
Mm.
picks. And then let's take a look at the maps, shall we? There's the driest of Arabia, moving out, coastal, the three little pigs, and gorge. So we have one high. Let's be generous and call it a hybrid.
Yeah.
And basically three land maps with three little pigs having transport memes.
Mm. I mean, I would say it's more than memes. We've seen a couple cool games the other
They
week.
were very effective, I'll give them that, but it was also very fun to watch.
It was, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Not really anything too unusual. Again, I am gonna be interested to see where Numudan is gonna whip out the Tuklak. But other than that, I mean, I do like VortiX's draft better
Mm-hmm.
because it's mostly about can you avoid a bad matchup? And I don't really see too many that he would have.
I mean, one thing to
Like,
note, with their draft, they don't necessarily pick the civs. They pick two civs and then the opponent snipes one. So
oh,
it,
100%. Like you could theory craft
yeah,
if we had a list and then we just made a list for each map and put two civs below that or like two
mm,
a duo of civs and then thought about what they could be running into and what would be sniped out. We would be here a long, long time.
mm. Yeah. I mean, just for example, for this one, Chinese on Numudan side and Malians on Vortex side was sniped. So it could have been that as well, or a combination of any of those four civilizations. But
See,
we
I'm
do have
really
French and
scared
Golden Horde
here
instead.
because like we were going to the driest of Arabia and Numudan saw okay, it's Golden Horde or Mali. I'm very likely not going to be able to play China, which has a decent matchup in both of those. So, what do I want to play French against? And both of these are bad for French. I
Yeah.
guess Golden Horde is a little bit better than Mali,
Mhm.
and that's what he chose to go for, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then again, what do you play against this combination? Like, China is a good one against both, as
Mhm.
being pointed out, but what else does Numudan have that can go up against this, assuming you ban out Malians. Like you could go Byzantine, but we do have another. I guess Byzantine is gonna be three little pigs. We'll find that out.
Mm,
Guess
yeah.
sushi is okay still. Anyway, let's hop into this and find out how they're gonna play it.
Yeah. Let me just pause the game for a second here. My game client is really lagging right now. Is it stopped? There you go. Alrighty. Switch that in game. Here we go. And we also want to have the banners. And folks, first game of the day in this best of 5 series. VortiX on the Golden Horde in red. Opening, of course, with the Uwu and then following up with the Golden Tent. On the other side, Numudan playing the French, moving out to the gold, which is very nicely in the back. So if there would be any Dark Age aggression, which is not necessarily what Golden Horde likes to do, then that would be a little bit more difficult. On the other side, Vortex Gold is way in the front, so Numudan will have a slightly easier time to attack that. So there we go. Numudan already moving his way over with the scout actually. Now circling around the opponent's base. And I was looking at that.
Just checking if there's sheep in the back, and checking as well where the resources are located for VortiX here. Now, the thing about Golden Horde is, right, you take a look at where the deer packs are, you think about what could they be doing. What they could actually be doing is build 2 stockyards and not care about outside food resources. And it's not even bad. Like, I'm not a fan of this design choice that is made by the developers, but here we are. It exists, and Numudan is aware of that, I'm sure. So all of the deer on the map is basically a thing that French cares about because they might be wanting access to that. And Numudan is wanting mostly to the south of his base. There's the boar, there's the deer pack in the back that VortiX just scouted out, and the double gold that he is eventually going to move towards.
Yeah.
Now, how this usually plays out, right, is you see Golden Horde just do their thing. They're gonna be playing long feudal. French is gonna run at them and try to kill them. That pretty much boils down to this. And if the Golden Horde survives, well, French is in a bad way, unless they somehow got a second TC up or can save themselves running with the guild hall to Imperial.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Golden Horde doesn't have as strong of an aversion against Spearmen, and so it will kind of be Torgut, Batukan, a couple Kashik, and then you add Spearmen to the mix. And then French, of course, will add Archers later on, but yeah, VortiX with the Golden Horde will be able to produce a lot of units. And so that should be... Yeah, should be a rough time, especially because Golden Horde is also not the worst when it comes to economy, right? I mean, with their kind of weird double-produced villages and stuff, they can almost match the tempo of the villager production of the French.
Oh yeah, like the faster Numudan ages up, the further he can put himself ahead economically. But that is not usually what French wants to be doing, so we'll see how that one works out here. As far as sheep goes, by the way, we are completely even 14 to 14. You love to see it, actual fairness in a game.
Yep, and... Did they scout the whole base? Okay, so VortiX doesn't have the middle scouted out. He basically hasn't really scouted the base except for the gold on the other side. Numudan kind of didn't scout the left side, so most sheep, I assume, are gone by this point. There's one or two more, probably. There's one at the top here. But yeah, Numudan finding
It's an interesting scouting pattern, honestly, for VortiX. Just going all the way around, like... Against any Civ that does anything to you in Dark Age, you would not want to be doing that. You'd want to be able to see that tower coming. But against French, he's like, yeah, I mean, if they go for spears and tower rush my gold, I guess I'll see it as a win.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That would be kind of wild, and so that is something. French is one of these Civs where it's, I mean, one of the reasons why French is so easy to play is because their execution is easy, but also the way it's kind of almost one-dimensional how they're gonna play. You're rarely gonna see spearmen, you're rarely gonna see men-at-arms, so it's usually gonna be the knights and then gonna be archers later on. And so it is kind of easy to predict that, and one of the very few Civs I would say where you definitely don't really need to scout anything in the Dark Age, because there's not gonna be Dark Age at play. Numudan already moving to the deer, so he's kind of was expecting or hoping VortiX to be on the deer, but he isn't. VortiX instead now building the fortified outpost on the gold, so he wants to have that safe. Also adding a barracks there, gonna utilize the production speed edict.
Very slow opening here for VortiX, going for the tower first, and he's gonna randomly run into the double knights here. And the Batukan trades out some hits here, but the tower is gonna finish up, and there's not really anything that Numudan can do in this moment. Now the scouts, of course the knights have been scouted out, so he's not going to be able to find any damage here. He's going to take down some deer and drive them apart as much as he can. And meanwhile, VortiX is now on the hunt. 2 Torguts and his Khan with him. He's also going towards the deer.
Yeah, I mean, both civilizations like to put off the farm transition as much as possible, and so of course they want to go for the Gaia and for the neutral food resources on the map, and so this is definitely a good angle of attack. Also, I mean, yes, of course, in general you can strike the gold, and that is gonna.
No, Numudan! He forgot his villager on the berries.
Did he
But
forget it, though?
pathfinding might save him here. And all VortiX can find is some idle time so far. The archers are already here, could potentially tank the charge. Numudan on the other side trying to go for the gold builds, but no effect with the tower right there. First casualty of the game is a French archer.
Yeah, first French archer going down. We have a short question in the chat that I want to address real quick. Epohers is not by Rising Empires. Shout out to Tossage here in chat as well. Epohers is by Epohers, of course. So the Epohers World Cup is being hosted by Epohers. It's an independent organization. It's not affiliated to us, but they have asked us to cast and cover the tournament in English, and we're very happy to do that. So. There's a Wikipedia page about Epohers, so you can check that out, and I might drop that here in chat at some point here when we have a moment.
Yeah, they're a CIS organization. So, ex-Soviet Union. I don't actually know who is included into CIS in total, which is a big failing on my part, I'm sorry. But yeah. Just so you know where they come from and why you might not have ever heard of them.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I hadn't heard of them before the tournament either, but they have hosted quite a number of tournaments, both in Age of Empires 4, but also Age of Mythology, if you're interested in that, and I believe in H2 as well. I'm not 100% sure, though. So yeah, basically a tournament organizer doing a lot of cool things, including this $2,500 US dollar tournament here, which now boiled down to the top 8 in this tournament remaining. There used to be 16, now we're down to 8. Which, by the way, fun fact, it's outside of Numudan, that's all the top 7 basically, plus Numudan, who is top 11 right now, or rank 11 in ATR. So very, very high level players here. As we see the first
Numudan, run!
The first Torgut going down against the spears. Unfortunately, that's not a good trade. 1 spearman against 1 Torgut, however.
Good trap here by Numudan. He did almost lose his wall build, sending him back in when the 2 spears took the charges there. But yeah, good fight, good defense there by our Swedish-French player.
Yeah, and VortiX doing a good job here, splitting the units to just give a little bit fewer angles of attack for Numudan. So should be able to just outrun the knights here barely. There's no walls here on this side, so he should be able to make it out alive. We don't really have any other aggression right now. Numudan trying to find a little bit of a raid here with the knight and the scout, but VortiX keeping the Will safe here also with the deer pack and the fortified outpost, as well as the second Uwu. So yeah,
VortiX is already moving into stockyards, by the way. First one is up, and he is going Tricomp now. So archery range has been added. He's merrily producing away with everything and gets Karish on top.
I mean, you know, it does make sense to go into the stockyard. I know you don't like it. That's for obvious reasons. But if you just look at it from a resource perspective, it's a lot cheaper than farms otherwise. So you pay 250 for a stockyard, but that's for 4 villagers. If you would do the same in farms, it would be 300 wood. So you're saving 50 wood already.
100%, I agree with you there. The problem is French can't really be doing that because they would be paying more, as you said, for less return.
Yeah.
And well,
Well, okay, but one thing, to be fair, the game mechanics kind of forces you to go stockyard early because you don't have horticulture like other civilizations do. And so you kind of are forced to go into the stockyards as soon as your original sheep run out, because yeah, any other resource except for deer, of course, is not as profitable and valuable for you. And so yeah, the game kind of pushes you in that direction, is my point.
Unfortunately true. So that is a sizable army by VortiX here, with 6 spears here. I don't think Numudan could defend this if VortiX was really to push for it, but it would also be a costly push, and Numudan is moving his entire army over right now. Fun fact, by the way, Numudan still hasn't scouted the left side of the map at all.
Well, sometimes it do be like that. And I mean, to be fair, there's besides the deer pack, there's not really a whole lot that he needs to have right now. The main action is just in the middle here. I'm surprised there's not already a street over here being built, like some kind of pathway here being cleared out.
Nice little charge exchange, and now VortiX is massing up. It's 37 to 37, perfectly even. Let's see what they can do. Though VortiX knows what Numudan is up to, has his tower here, and we're fighting under the tower. It's a little bit of idle time, but this is very, very dangerous. Numudan has the scout, so he sees the army coming. That is quite the mass, and Numudan's army is not fully here yet. We only have 8 archers of the 13 on the field. I do think VortiX wants this fight right now. He has better upgrades. He has the larger mass.
Yeah, I mean, both players with a very solid tri-comp of their own. But yeah, VortiX does have a little bit more upgrades. He also has the Harash with him, which give all of their units 1 additional armor, and so they are a little bit more tanky, especially with the Tor group being a lot more tanky than the Knights. If you look at 250 to 190 health, of course they don't do as much damage, but the front line for VortiX really, really solid here. Both players trying to, trade blows here and there, but I mean,
big engagement in the middle there. I do not think that Numudan got the charge through for some of his knights, so they don't have the bonus damage. And spear numbers are rapidly falling for both sides. It does look like Numudan might be able to push through here. Yeah, VortiX biting a little bit too much off. Then again, that is the last 3 French knights. Frontline on both sides has been deleted, and VortiX, as you mentioned, has that bonus armor. There's a Wayward Knight coming all the way from the back.
I mean, it's basically a mutual destruction here. One of the last knights here going down. There's a couple of archers that Numudan will still be able to keep alive. But in terms of just, knight numbers, we're looking at 4 knights in total, a couple idle villagers here in the meanwhile. And slightly favored here for VortiX. The army value also 1k ahead right now. So he does have the slight edge here, at least for the time being.
Honestly, I call it. That was just a Karash.
Yeah, Karash, like the worst unit in the game, but in that situation, being a very, very nice support.
It's +1 range defense. It's basically a method.
For the cost of a villager, basically. So yeah, it's very underappreciated, at least on my part. But yeah, VortiX coming ahead just slightly. He's a little bit behind in villager numbers, though. So
yeah, like the French effect. But speaking of, if you look at the map real quick, see those pink dots on the left side there? A little bit wayward out there. Okay, there's an outpost being built now, but holy shit, Numudan is very confident. Just sending 5 guys out with absolutely no protection.
Oh, sometimes you gotta do
Guildhall is coming in now. VortiX is wrapping around on the right side. There is the tower. The boar is... wait, it wasn't the boar. It was the... No, it was the boar. How much is left? I wish I could click on it. Please, guys, can I? Would you let me?
340, okay. So yeah, not a whole lot, but still a good chunk here. On the other side, Muscovy Yasa coming up, so that's gonna also be a little bit more armor for these guys.
in that sense, it was very profitable for Numudan to have traded out with VortiX like that, because if you let the Golden Horde get into Castle Age with a sizable heavy unit, heavy riders mass, then, well, you are in trouble for those extra defense that they get from the age up. And I mean, he currently has 13, so it's not nothing. Nice dive by Numudan going straight in there. He is now Castle Age. He's gonna pay with 1 Feudal Age Knight before his upgrades hit.
Easy though, no, they're still making it alive. And he was able to snag 2 villagers there, even without having a scout. That's not bad, you know.
Yeah. That's what is bad though. He just ran under VortiX's TC, and he sees the 6 stockyards already set up. Whereas he has, oh, let me check, nothing. So yeah, his current food, his best food income right now is the berry bushes and the deer pack on the left side, and that's all he has left. And then it's the guild hall until he can make farms. VortiX trying to go for his own raid.
Ooh, good pincer here by the knights, getting a charge on the Kashik here. Oh, it's not a Kashik though, it's a Horde Torment.
It's still feudal, guys. You know, it's Golden Horde. They only take about 5 years to age up. But in 3, 2, 1. And look at that. Suddenly they have 40 health extra and +2 armor.
Yeah, still not enough though to turn around here. There's a lot of knights here. And I suppose both players are kind of happy to have traded a little bit in feudal, because if French has a big knight mass, they might age up with the Royal Institute instead, and then have the bloodlines immediately out there, and then you're looking at 20 Royal Bloodlines knights in Castle Age, and that's not a fun thing. So yeah, both players just keeping the numbers kind of low as much as possible. VortiX slightly ahead still in army value, but Numudan is catching up, and the villager numbers for some reason, like including the 2 villagers that were killed, quite significant, like almost a 10 villager lead by now.
Oh yeah, French produces faster now that we're in Castle Age, like a lot faster.
Yeah.
By the way, do you see the French man-at-arm? Do you see him? He's all alone right now, but he's gonna get a brother soon. And VortiX, he does see the monk and decides not to go in. Numudan, though, does not see this mass of cavalry go straight into his wood line. And hey, we're gonna see a much more even score.
He kinda does see now, but yeah, both players like almost apparently
Follow defense, VortiX is aware.
I mean, the issue for VortiX is that this is the production that he has, so if he loses that position, it's gonna be a rough time for him, so he kind of needs to make sure to save that. But again, the tri-comp here for Numudan looking very, very strong with the spearmen. They're still feudal age, but it's just a handful, so it doesn't matter too much. And what is VortiX doing now?
I'm very worried for Numudan, as in his gold villagers are kind of completely unprotected. His archers are even walking over towards the gold mine. Meanwhile, I do think that is exactly what Numudan needs to be doing at the front. Like, he needs to idle out VortiX, because right now he's vulnerable. Right now he does not have the food income to match his opponent and cannot keep pace. So he needs to idle out this economy somehow.
Yeah, and we have
big engagement.
Yeah, big engagement while the woodline is still going on here. VortiX killing a bunch of villagers, 7 villager kills by now, but meanwhile his front line is still at least surviving, but there's a lot of archers on VortiX's side, and with the Batu Khan buff,
getting wiped.
This is not looking too good. A couple of villagers getting mixed in the crossfire here, but Numudan is just trying to do as much damage as possible. 5 villager kills, that is not nothing, but at the same time lost most of his army. Half the army value now. This is looking grim.
It's looking horrible. I mean, he did get 2, and he's gonna get a 3rd relic behind this, but he is gonna lose access to that bottom gold right now. VortiX is so far ahead in army value at this moment. The guild hall is primed at 700, so he's gonna need 2 more minutes on that. Like, he cannot just run to Imperial Age at this moment. And VortiX, he's not gonna wait for that. He's just gonna come in And Numudan has nothing. He has one keep.
Yeah, I mean the thing is also the relics is kind of nice. He's getting a third one now, so it's gonna be a 3-2 split. But gold is not his issue. You know, he's 1,500 gold and doesn't really have any wood and food to spare at the moment. Just barely keeping up with the production. But yeah, resource-wise, income per minute is looking a lot stronger for VortiX. Now he's in the base, he's willing to dive. A lot of archers slowly catching up here as well. Numudan scrambling to stay alive. Woodline is gonna get idled out. At least that's gonna provide a lot of firepower here on the keep. But VortiX doesn't care, he's just moving past. He's on the hunt for villagers. He's smelling blood in the waters.
VortiX knows exactly what his opponent's situation is right now. Like, the only chance that Numudan has at this moment in time is let the guild hall tick up to 2,000 food and then go to Imperial Age and hope that VortiX somehow loses his entire army under arborless emplacements. And that is not gonna happen, guys. I'm just gonna point it out there. That's not gonna happen.
It is not, and Numudan tapping out in this situation. Yeah, I don't know, like maybe if you use the food and you can produce a couple more knights, but that's at the end of the day not gonna change the bigger picture. VortiX playing the Golden Horde very, very nicely here and winning the first game of the series.
Yeah, like I just don't know what French can do in that situation, like at all. I think Numudan had the right idea, going for VortiX's base and trying to go for that fight, but as you can see on your screen right now,
yeah,
with mixed results.
Mixed results at best, yeah. I mean, that's maybe one of the matchups where Jeanne D'Arc would be a lot better, because with messy fights she at least gets some experience going, so she at least benefits in some way from that.
But Jenny would also fall behind economically the entire time because she doesn't produce villagers faster.
Yeah.
So you really, really need to play around the JD timing. But, you know, on paper, I kind of agree with you. Because, well, JD also pays less food for her units, especially knights. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a miserable matchup, quite honestly.
It is one bad matchup, unfortunately. That is very true. Alrighty, I just needed to switch the players here on screen because the draft was different than what I had on screen, so it was kind of confusing. But yeah, sent you another invite, and I think the players did start. Did they? Let's see.
Oh, for the question in chat, Wolfhard, we're going to be covering this series because we've been asked to start out with that. And then if the semifinals are already starting, we're going to hop into this. Otherwise, we might still cover a little bit of another series. But yeah, semifinals do have priority. And all the games are happening at the same time. And I do believe there is more coverage out there. Most players also stream their own perspective.
Yeah, so feel free to, hop around in the different streams to catch whatever series you like best. We do try to cover as much as possible, but since the series are going simultaneously, we cannot clone ourselves at this point in time, and so can only cover one series at a time. Let me double check here. Alrighty, VortiX playing. We're gonna play on Three Little Pigs. We talked about that just a second ago, or earlier rather. And Byzantines, as you predicted, also on the other side.
For people who are wondering about the OTD and Ruse picks, for one, I don't think they're bad civs, and for the other thing, what else is left, right? I guess there is no HRE love, which I personally find a little bit sad. We did see HRE beat out Sengoku very, very recently, which was a fun watch. But, well, these are not the maps for it. And yeah, as being pointed out, I don't think we're gonna see OTD or Ruse. More likely we're gonna see OTD, but I don't think we're gonna see it at all. It's a best of 5.
is the best of 5. And here we go, second game coming in. Just gonna swap that here, and there we go. VortiX playing the Japanese, opening with Dark Age Barracks, because of course you would, especially against the Byzantines. Numudan on the other side, moving on the berries, which kind of indicates the Imperial Hippodrome.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is not very, very common, but it is not a bad.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's getting some kind of, advent with the Macedonians because they prefer, heavily prefer the Imperial Hippodrome, and so maybe we're gonna see the Hippodrome a little bit more with the Byzantines now as well.
Hear me out here. You're Biz. You are facing a Dark Age spear civ in the Japanese. So what are your choices? You can either say, okay, I'm gonna build a winery regardless, and not have mercenaries for the first 10 minutes of the game, or you can go on the berries and have one set of longbows out, likely longbows, immediately. What would you prefer?
No, absolutely. I mean,
Because otherwise you might be dead at 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I might, I personally might still try to go for the Grand Winery and hope for the best, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not playing Byzantines on such a high level as these guys, and so I might still try to, stick to the strat that I know best, regardless. And I did face a few Dark Age Japanese in my time, and so yeah, I know what's coming, and I kind of know how to work with that. And Numudan is getting he getting as much gold? He
has 3 more than he needs. He's fine.
Yeah, so he will be able to age up, and is now moving out to the berries with all of the villagers, even with the low health ones, which might
now the fun part begins, because VortiX is gonna run in here, and we do have the cistern ready set up. So if these guys get trapped between the berry bushes, the villagers are gonna tear them apart with Acrotoy defense, as has already been used. But looks like Numudan is just gonna use it as a deterrent here. It's gonna take a few pokes every time they step up, and then he will have to leave. Yeah. Can he even get enough? He still needs 150 oil.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, if he moves
5 more seconds
to the berry patches that are closer to the town center. Yeah, but Acrotoy defense now is running out. Is that gonna be enough? He still has that one berry bush that should be safe for him.
Alright, it's in TC range. So yeah, he is gonna be fine here. Assuming he doesn't slip up and let VortiX stab one of his vills to death. But yeah, this is very, very attention span consuming and quite annoying to deal with. Low HP villager is at the corner. So VortiX is definitely gonna go for another poke, I say. Hippodrome is coming up. Does VortiX see it? Not yet, but he should have heard the landmark. And like, you see Byzantine on berries in Dark Age. You know what's coming.
Yeah, plus I mean the ground shifts a little bit if there's a landmark being constructed, and so you can even see if it's like halfway in the dark. You can still kind of figure it out. Yeah, now he sees it, that's for sure.
Another poke. Spears are getting dangerously low as well.
It's another 21, no, another minute almost for the Acrotoy defense. To be honest, I think that ability scales a little bit too bad into the late game, and the cooldown is a little bit too high for my taste, but...
I mean, here's the question. Do you think it should be scaling into the late game? As in, you just hit that button and then suddenly that Imperial Age Knight can no longer kill your villagers immediately?
I'm not saying it should be that strong. I'm just saying that it's... Yeah, what is that? It's like +2 damage in Imperial Age. Like, that is absolutely being negated by any armor that the unit has. So it should be like, I don't know, maybe like... either way, it is what it is. I'm not gonna mess with the balance because I'm not a dev, so I'm talking out of my ass. And I don't want to do that. On the other side, we do have the Kura Storehouse, which absolutely does make a whole lot of sense here, being placed right at the wood line.
I do believe that is 3 tiles in between, so there is 1 wasted, and we're all gonna have to suffer through that together, guys. It is what it is. But yeah, VortiX behind that, he was on the deer, what we did not mention. So yeah, he's living his best life right now. And he did cause quite a lot of idle time for Numudan. Hippodrome is up, double horseman immediately in queue. And no Expilator is queued just yet.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't have the gold for.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't have the gold for that, so unfortunately will not be able to go for that in the near future. Also with the mercenary house should go. Yep, there's a longbow contract, so we're gonna see a bunch of longbows, which is that is perfection. 520. Well, okay, it's getting more now, but 520 oil is exactly what you needed. Also, like with the all of that shenanigans here going on by VortiX, he was able to grab a couple more sheep. He already has the spearman that he needs to deter the horsemen. And basically almost all of Numudan's villagers are pretty low health already, so he just needs to poke them at some point. And they should basically be very, very easy casualties in this little skirmish, unfortunately.
VortiX has very good vision in the middle with the outpost there. So he knows exactly where all of the horsemen are at all times right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, speaking about that, so this map, you know, for those who are not familiar with that, it does feature 3 abandoned outposts, 1 in each of these lanes, and then in one of the corners for each player there's the Ronin point of interest, so you can capture that, and starting with minute 5, you can hire Ronins, which are basically men-at-arms, and then they will come to your aid. So that can be a little bit interesting, especially if you capture that and your opponent is not expecting that, and then all of a sudden you have your Ronins in their wood line. That can be really, really nice.
Oh, Numudan is adding another stable here, so we're gonna go full horsemen so far. Horsemen and longbows, that of course leaves your own longbows very exposed, so it's extremely dangerous to move out on the map, and VortiX is also going into cavalry behind this. The forward deer pack is now fully eaten, so he's just gonna run away with that. Scout sees everything that's going on here and doesn't even get taken out for it.
That is a hero scout if I've ever seen one, and yeah, perfect timing for VortiX, taking full advantage of that deer pack. Now he can fall back to the berries, which thanks to the Tawara and then the Takesaiku will be quite a nice food resource for the Japanese. Numudan did go
Or he can just hang out and not move at all.
Yeah, or that. I mean, I'm not sure why he's just chilling there right now, but...
Oh, no. Guys, I'm gonna call it right here. That's a crash.
That is absolutely a crash, unfortunately.
God damn it.
That is really unfortunate. I mean, okay, the good thing is, since this tournament is not being hosted by us, we don't have to speculate or, you know, chime in as admins or whatever, what the game state is. I don't remember what the handbook says about when. I think it's something like.
Me neither. Anyone can quote the handbook for us. What does it say about crashes? Before minute 10, it's just automatically a remake, because otherwise I'm calling this is a remake, and can we please just get on with it?
Yeah.
But I guess if both players are in accord, that should be a remake anyway.
Yeah, I think that's how it is. If it's between like before minute 10, yeah. But let me see if I can find it real quick. I do have the handbook somewhere. Where is the?
Gonna just see if they already remade. And hold on, no, that's a 40-minute Arabia game. Thank you, client. That game was not 40 minutes.
Yeah. So. Okay, if there's technical issues within the first 2 minutes, in all other cases, the decision to restart the game is made exclusively by tournament administrators. So, yeah, not our call to make. We'll see if that is gonna be called.
They did remake, though.
They did. Okay, perfect.
So, yeah, let's shoot me an invite, and in we go.
Okay, VortiX is... Did you already play that for 6 minutes? Alright, cool.
I mean, he's not the only one who is fed up with the crashes. I don't think I've joined the group for some reason.
Oh, did
No, it says you left.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so you joined the group.
I'm gonna,
right
I'm gonna,
now.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna do go in myself, and you just tell me the timestamp.
Yeah, I'm gonna also stream my perspective in Discord just to be sure. Yeah, because I did hit observe when you joined the group, but apparently that was too fast for the Age of Empires client. But yeah,
It's a known issue, guys. It's a known issue being too fast for the client.
the classic. Okay, so I am in just 5 seconds. Gonna switch the scene over as well, so we're down to 10 seconds now. And I also need to swap that and swap that.
And we're in sync.
And yeah, so it's like 20 seconds now. And yeah, players on reverse sides this time. But other than that, everything's staying the same. Numudan playing on gold and then going on the berries immediately. VortiX playing the Japanese as well with the Dark Age barracks. I would absolutely expect these players to go for the exact same strat as last time. I know there's some players who definitely deem it unsportsmanlike to, you know, now switch the strategy because you saw that maybe it didn't work out as well the last time. So they will probably play exactly the same thing. And since not too much, you know, to be honest, has happened before, it's kind of hard to tell who was in the driver's seat right now. I mean, VortiX definitely has had made some issues and caused some trouble for Numudan, but Numudan was in no way in a bad position when the game crashed, unfortunately. So very even situation. And yeah, VortiX moving out with the Spearman already is gonna try to poke the gold most likely. The scout did see the berry bushes, and they're on both on the right side. So if they, you know, technically there would be a really good Grand Winery spawn, but yeah, not gonna see that, of
No,
course.
go away. Bad. We're not doing that.
Yeah, you know, that's a greedy biz player of me. I would put it probably right in between and then just add one more mill or something.
VortiX is gonna hate that. Guys, because the town center, the circle, the dotted line you see that describes the range, is not actually exactly a circle, but rather the arrow erupts from a bit off center to the right. It's like a triangle in the middle of the TC where where the arrows come from three positions. So essentially, it's 3 berry patches that are covered here.
Yeah. Also, he will not be able to burn the mill. The other game, he was able to burn the mill, so it was just one berry patch that was safe, and he was still able to burn the mill, which, you know, I mean, 50 wood is 50 wood damage, so that's, you know,
100%, yeah.
you take it any time if you can.
It's genuinely a better situation for Numudan, even though he defended great the last time, but it was a lot of idle time that he's not gonna have this time around. VortiX is just gonna follow up with, well, not making as many spears.
Yeah, he already stopped the production, so he's down to 3 or just up to 3 spearmen. Gonna push the deer probably a little bit and try to poke a little bit, but yeah, he's not gonna be successfully doing that as much as the last game. Imperial Hippodrome already being built with 4 villagers. On the other side, VortiX, yeah, 2/3 up to the direction of feudal age, and yeah, otherwise gonna play it exactly the same again.
Yeah. It just feels bad. But hey, it doesn't really change the outcome of this game too much, except that Numudan was a little bit slower and had a little bit lower health villagers. Otherwise, no real difference. Anyway, Hippodrome is about 2/3 done. VortiX about to click up with a storehouse in the back. And we go from there.
The storehouse, you gotta love it. Yeah, but still 3 tiles here. We're not gonna, let's ignore that for a moment.
No, I'm just gonna turn the camera so I can specifically see it the entire time. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not insane.
I'm just doing that for the viewers right now. I mean, this is, By the way, fun fact, I have seen
You know
players...
what's more upsetting to me is the fact that you didn't turn it by 90 degrees, but by about 100.
Was it? Dude, I'm not doing math on stream, okay? If I'm
Oh,
eyeballing
VortiX
it's
is
90
going
degree.
for 6 on stone immediately. And he does not go for a mining camp just yet. He would have the wood for that. So that is a fast... Wait, what is he doing?
Well, he's still gonna go to forge.
Guys?
What is...
Is that a forge or what? No, we're just gonna go for the fast daimyo and gonna drop it off at the farmhouse here. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, as you do. I mean, obviously you drop off stone at the farmhouse, you know. Anyone who tells you otherwise...
Don't you do that? But yeah, he needs 175 to go for the daimyo manor. I don't see any towers here that he wants to fortify, so that is going to be an attempt to go for a fast daimyo. I'm guessing for Yumi, but could also be the Yuma Bannerman. And once again, we have longbows on the way.
Yeah, again, no deviation here in play at all. We do have the longbow contract, or western contract technically speaking, with the longbows. And then also, yeah, gonna add some more houses just to be safe, because yeah, we're getting close to being pop capped. But now that we can go back to on gold, will we see the Expilatores? I do kind of hope for that. VortiX on the other side also going for a stable, so he's gonna add the reliable and trusted Tricomp again. Which, you know, if it would have come to a fight the other game, looking at how many units there were on the field, I think my bet would have been on the Japanese army with the Tricomp.
I mean, you say Tricom, but I'm looking at the Yuma Bannerman being produced right now and their second stable following up for VortiX. And I don't think that Barracks is gonna see too much production time in the near future. He's just gonna go pure cavalry with the extra Japanese upgrades. First melee damage is already through, and more horsemen coming out. I mean, it's great. Numudan has the triumph, but VortiX just has the better cavalry stats.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be Tricomp the other game, but this, I believe at least, that I saw some Yumi. But yeah, a good number of horsemen right now here on the go. VortiX
Are they just gonna run in there?
VortiX needs to react? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Where's our Yuma Bannerman? Still not going through. Oh my god, the longbows are living dangerously here. All on their lonesome in the middle of the map. Okay, the horsemen are joining now. But one Japanese knight in the feudal age could do quite a bit of damage to those guys.
Yeah, we do have the... Wait, why do I... There you go. They're in the farm in the back right now. So VortiX doesn't like to reveal his cards just for now.
Yeah. Has not been scouted out just yet. Numudan did not walk into the base far enough. Two horsemen are chasing the Japanese scout, so... VortiX also doesn't have information of what Numudan is going for at the moment, but, well, we did see the mass of horsemen already. And, you know, it's not rocket science to guess that Byzantines might be going out to the berries.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely not really rocket science. We do also have a couple of olive groves being added already, so... Oh, wait, I actually accidentally switched the colors here. Let's go back to that. So yeah, on berries, on olive grove, scout making it out alive, just with a sliver of health.
VortiX, your gold builds, a triumph could be really bad here, but Numudan decides not to take the fight against the three spears. It's just gonna be happy with a little bit of idle time, and the scout even makes it away. On the other side, no casualties on the Byzantines. And as I say that, I cursed him and one horseman falls.
And the spearmen as well. So limited names and horsemen also falling. So yeah, kind of even right now. Both players, you know, poking just a little bit, but no full commitment for the time being. How do we looking resource-wise? VortiX kind of eyeing Castle Age, halfway there in gold and 1/3 in food. So he, I mean, naturally as the Japanese, especially with the farm transition that you get
Oh,
for
Numudan
free.
has found the army in the corner here, and with some Limitani, he is not gonna be able to find a kill, but does find quite a bit of damage. First one goes down to the longbows.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for VortiX. He, yeah, needs to split up the forces, but that one horseman probably is gonna die as well.
As you said, I do think that VortiX's plan was to go straight for Castle Age with just producing some Yumi, which, well, mostly costs wood, which you don't really care too much about. But with his forces here getting reduced, he is forced to go into a little bit more military because Numudan's army is quite scary. Second set of longbows is now on the way. And with the Limitane here, he is forcing out that reaction. Second archery range also added for VortiX.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, naturally, you kind of want to go Castle Age. I mean, technically, realistically, both civilizations like to go Castle Age. Japanese for the Yoshiro and Numudan with the Byzantines because, yeah, you kind of like to have the...
VortiX hired some Ronin, they're coming, and this might be a great distraction because the cavalry mass is coming from the south, and Numudan's gold villagers have zero vision here. That's 5 villagers at the corner, and VortiX is coming in. No reaction, and they find them all. Great raid by VortiX.
Yeah, is this the first villager going down of the game here? 11 minutes in and just 2 villager kills, so both players really making sure that their villagers stay alive as much as possible. But that was 4 villagers on the gold, which, you know, could have been prevented if we had a tower there, or just, let me double check, if we had the border settlements. You know, just put a house over here, research border settlements, and then you're good to go. But... yeah, losing a couple villagers there, unfortunately.
Do you want to hear me cope? Outside of not losing 4 villagers, which of course is a good argument to be made for border settlements, I do think it is worth it to get it anyway. Mm-hmm. It is 120 resources. It even got nerfed because it was too cheap. And you're paying that, and what you're getting out of that, as we see VortiX come in for another raid. Numudan this time is reacting, but there is no cistern here to buff these guys. So only the +1 from the blacksmith upgrades, 2 more fall. VortiX is pretty happy with himself right now. Great raids, great damage, and now he can either play for a big feudal push or he's just gonna go castle.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely a nice situation to be in. And with the Yumi, he has a sizable Yumi mass now, and they can, you know, they can kite really well. So they are a lot faster, of course, than the longbows, even though they have less range. And so, depending on the position, you can really catch your opponent off guard sometimes.
VortiX wanted to go for a 3rd time, but this time he ran straight into a bunch of Limitane, but his 18 Yumi mass is coming in. And what is Numudan's vision? It is 0. He sees the army now.
Yeah, sees the army now. There's not a whole lot of horsemen, so at least that's something. So Numudan should be able to hold that position. And then VortiX cannot just run in there, but at the same time, horsemen now coming from this side as well.
Good split here. Numudan is happy with that one. Traps a bunch of horsemen. Now the Yumi, they do get good shots on the Limitane, but at the same time, a bunch of horsemen fall here. Yumi Bannerman also... nah, he's not gonna be able to snipe that.
No, but yeah, that was a good catch by Numudan, killing a bunch of horsemen, thinning out the numbers here. 14 horsemen at the moment, so horseman numbers looking even.
Triumph has been started, so Numudan wants to make something happen here. VortiX immediately runs away, knows that he has the faster army. The longbows cannot really catch up. You need to stutter step behind this, and the Triumph is gonna fizzle out in just about, hold on, oh, never mind, 29 seconds.
Yeah, it's going for a while. It's not gonna finish too soon, and VortiX was trying to circle around with the other horsemen that were still alive, but they got killed off, and now VortiX
scary triumph. Still 10 seconds more that he has the better army, the better speed, the better damage, and he's finding a lot of damage on the army of VortiX here. Overextension. Numudan was playing for this the whole time. I love it.
Yeah, great play here, definitely by Numudan, and the front line from VortiX is basically gone. And yeah, Numudan now can just camp the gold. We're not short on gold, however, with VortiX, so he will still have enough gold to go Castle Age whenever he wants to. But I mean, Castle Age is a sweet dream at the moment if we're looking at that Byzantine army in your base right now.
Yumi wants to trade out with the longbows. VortiX wants to diminish Numudan's forces as much as he can here. Knows that is his chance, and Numudan, he just got ram tech. He wants to play this in the feudal age. Ronin are on the way as well.
Yeah,
where are they?
Ronin even. That is cool.
They're coming topside. I don't see them, guys.
On the lake on the left.
Ah, there we go.
There you go.
So yeah, VortiX keeps stepping up with the Yumi, knows that they are his main fighting force right now while he tries to replenish his horseman numbers. Is he gonna go for another raid? Does not look like it. Now the thing that Japanese has going for them is, of course, they already have basically a half farming economy finished. You love to see it, so he's not gonna run out of food. Except for his sheep, which his villagers are completely idle at this moment.
Yeah, so the food income for VortiX is a little bit more stable than for Numudan, who just needs to hop from berry to berry. But he also now moving to 2 different deer packs, and so he should be fine for the time being. The only issue is, since he cannot really replenish the longbows freely, that might be one point where he kind of needs to... Yeah, maybe add some abandoned. More archers. He's getting another badge, however. Yeah, Sure Siphon being left to dead here, unfortunately. Which is kind of... Ooh, that was...
22 health. Is he gonna pull a will to repair this? Not yet.
Not yet.
Another triumph. This one is a lot shorter, 23 seconds. I mean, Numudan did get a lot of kills here.
He also does have a couple of the Ronin here, and VortiX doesn't really have a hard counter against them either. So as long as the horsemen from Numudan are standing, we did also get Exploratores, by the way. So if he can get on top of the villagers, he's gonna add another 2 damage per villager, plus get 30 gold for each villager kill.
It's all about the gold. It's all about the endorphins.
Yeah.
But yeah, VortiX is pushing out. Pretty scary looking. He is down in horseman numbers, but he does have the better upgrades because, well, Japan.
Yeah.
And once again, Numudan coming in. And let's point out for a second there that this is 16 longbows, which do decent damage against feudal age horsemen.
They unfortunately do, yeah. We did lose the Bannerman, however, so that is kind of annoying for VortiX. He needs to remake that one. And
VortiX is playing for Castle now. Like, he already has a blueprint on the top gold there. When is he gonna try and sneak out is the question.
Yeah, I mean, you know, speaking about sneaking out, with the 3 outposts, Numudan he does have a lot of vision on the map. He didn't used to, but once he was pushing out, he was capturing these spots.
Did he hear that age up? I wonder.
Might be, but at the same time, I mean, this is just exposed production, so why not attack that either way?
Oh yeah, like, VortiX is gonna go up. Is he gonna rebuild this? Where does he put the Yorishiro? Like, he can't really be going for the part where Numudan has his army parked on top.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he needs to remake them in the back.
Remember that 22 health Kirosiphon? It's coming in! But I guess the Yumi will just snipe it, or one horseman will dive it.
That's your Siphon definitely coming in clutch here in this situation.
VortiX built another stable in the corner.
Yeah, another stable.
Castle is through. Okay, we need 250 gold. We do have it now. And where's VortiX on the gold? Yeah, bottom side here. Rebuilding production as we speak. And the first Castle Age upgrade will probably be for the Yumi.
Yeah, it should be.
Man, Numudan, if you had just sent one unit to the bottom side. But speaking of the bottom side, it's the bottom side of VortiX's base, and Numudan is going in. Does not find a villager kill though, even with Expelatoris. Yumi upgrade is coming in now.
Yeah, but it's not only about that. I mean, technically he does have enough gold for that. He's also getting really close to Castle Age while he's burning a lot of production here. VortiX
is scary now.
Losing most of the production, at least on that side.
Remember when VortiX was caught out by the massive triumph and had to run away the entire time? Well, now we have the problem with the longbows that are slow as all hell. And yeah, I do wonder if Numudan will have to leave them behind. He does not think so. First 2 knights, though, are already in here. Big triumph coming in. He has 24 more seconds, and VortiX doesn't want any of that. He is not gonna try to lose this game to 23 feudal horsemen.
Yeah, he does have a couple of mounted samurai though, and they of course do really well, but not against the limited Ney, however.
Oh, the villagers! The villagers had so much gold!
That is a lot of gold. Look at this
120,
gold ticking up.
150, 180, 200. Beautiful.
That is quite sweet.
So, well, payday, 240 gold as you hit the castle age to fuel your upgrades, and VortiX losing a lot of villagers here. Numudan retaining most of his army. That was a great attack.
That was an amazing dive, and I mean, not only retaining most of the army, 20 longbows still standing, 18 horsemen. He's getting the veterancy for the longbow now, would get the horsemen after that, and that is quite brutal. And ladies and gentlemen, the triumph ability, you know, coming in clutch for the Byzantines. Really nicely done here.
That was very nicely done. Quite honestly, I'm a little worried for VortiX because I took a look at his TC numbers and he wasn't really idling it. Instead, he lost the game. Like, what is going on?
Well, it's not always about the villagers, it's also about the army, and the Byzantines, like with the triumph, with the longbows, I mean, that's a pretty solid comp, and Numudan playing it really, really well here with the triumph ability, having some very good times when he used that, when he hit that, and was able to do a lot of damage there. So that is evening the score, and both players now sitting at 1 point.
Yeah, it is 1-1. What do we have left? It is now VortiX's pick. We just had Numudan, who chose 3 little picks for himself. We have Moving Out, Coastal, and Gorge left. I kind of hope we're gonna see Moving Out. Unbiased.
Unbiased? That is your second name, right? Unbiased.
Absolutely. Like, why would you doubt me?
Askalat Unbiased.
Yeah, it should be my title, The Unbiased.
The Unbiased.
Anyway, what do we have for Moving Out? VortiX has Mali and Ayyubid. I guess you can play Mongols there. You can play Order there. I don't think we're gonna see Jenny. And Numudan does have Zushi. Tuklak Delhi also work. I guess you can play Rus there. China works everywhere because it's China.
So,
but yeah, what did they pick? I'm curious now.
Let's see. Let's take a quick look. Okay, it is... Wait, which map are they gonna play on? It says local unpublished mod, but that was the 3 little pigs. I can't imagine they... Is that the Moving Out?
Did they make an EGC version of Moving Out? Because then I would have to grab that real quick.
I have no idea. I don't think that should be the EGC one. But yeah, so it is gonna be Mongols and Jushi's Legacy. So that kind of is screaming Moving Out, although
you could play that on Coast. I guess Gorge also.
Gorge would be, yeah.
See, on Gorge, I think that VortiX will be playing Malians because Numudan doesn't really have real like you could play Delhi there, of course, which would be a decent pick. Is VortiX setting up for a JD against Delhi play on Gorge?
Gonna find out. I'm gonna send you an invite.
Yes,
And
please.
then we can hop into. Yeah, I mean, if it is.
Oh yeah, Kario did make a new version of moving out. Apparently, I
Oh.
also had to grab it real quick.
Should have all of them, I think. But yeah, I mean, if it is moving out, or if it is a water map, let's put it this way, I would definitely favor Jussis Legacy over Mongols. As much as I love Mongols, I don't think that is close.
Speaking of bias,
What?
are you being biased towards your own civ because they're being not treated fairly?
They are. I mean, they are not being treated fairly. That is for sure. But yeah, it is moving out by Caillou. VortiX playing the Mongols, Numudan playing the Jussis Legacy.
It's quite nice. Like Zushi doesn't need to move to the mainland to get gold to age up. So that is pretty sweet for you. Then again, Mongols also doesn't need to do that if you can burn something.
if if you can, well, I mean, you would have to burn a lot of things before you can get to feudal age. So yeah, just pause that. You are in my group, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm in. All good.
Okay,
All good.
sweet. Then
Guys, let's go see moving out. For those who don't know this map, you start on an island. You're separated to your opponent by this little wood line here. Okay, it's not as little. And you don't have any gold.
It's average sized. Average. Well, it's kind of like the yin yang middle island here. VortiX immediately moving out with the dog. And you know, if you're curious, why didn't he put the town center on the wood line, which you would do in most cases? You can't actually really do that on all spots, at least, because you cannot put it closer than a certain amount of tiles towards your opponent's town center, and so you cannot really put it next to the wood line in at least on every single spot. So it is just a curious.
Shout out to the guy 1.5 years ago whose name I forgot, who drove his Mongol TC all the way through my base back then. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. He just couldn't unpack, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, not unfortunately for you, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, but for him. Anyway, the thing why Zushi does have an easier time here is if we take a quick look here, there's already 15 gold in the dock, there is 18 gold in the lumber camp, and VortiX has none of that, so he does have to build a transport ship and go out to the mainland and mine some gold.
Yeah, that is the issue. But I mean, another issue that the Mongols run into is also that since there's no stone here, you will not have an immediate ubu, so you kind of have to move over to one of the pockets here. So naturally, you want to go over here, then you have the ubu here, you have the gold over there, then you build your landmarks over here, so they're on the main island. Your opponent.
While you're talking, Zushi has reached feudal age.
Wait, what?
I mean, no, not yet in the game, but you know that's what's likely going to happen. But first, transport ship is in production for Numudan. VortiX is about to pop out, and he's hopping over.
I was gonna say, I mean, Jussis Legacy, they do get the cheaper landmarks as long as they're in Tang Dynasty, right? But I mean, wait.
That would be altogether a little too fast.
That would be a little bit too fast. 2.5 minutes being like, oh, I'm already in feudal age. See you later.
And Numudan's only moving one villager over, which is interesting to me right now. What is the plan with that guy? Because like he knows exactly what VortiX has to do. Is there any aggressive? No, that's just a scout. It's just a scout.
Yeah.
Also, beautiful spot here. Numudan can just pop out and build the meditation garden between the double berries and the gold. Assuming that is what he would want to do.
Either that or on the wood line, yeah.
Or on the wood line, but double berries is usually what you want to be doing. Then again, in this matchup, in this map, you do have the fishing.
That's the thing. You have the fishing. You need to have a little bit more wood, and so I would probably put it next to the woodland. So you have the berries, gold, and then as much wood as possible. We have a couple villages, and now we don't have to be left guessing. We'll see where he's gonna put that in just a minute. He did scout that side of his pocket here, of his corner, and so he will be able to find the best spot. We do have an Uvu 4 minutes into the game, so that is 4 minutes of not producing stone, which means you'll have a lot weaker double production going for you. So yeah,
it feels so bad, guys. Usually what you want to be doing on a water map is you drop down your Uvu first thing, as you do, and then you think about if you want to Dark Age aggress, or if you want to just fish for yourself. But there's no choice here. Meanwhile, Numudan is almost up because, once again, Zushi is a China variant, so they also build faster. They pay less for their age up. They don't have to go mine the gold. It all stacks up quite badly for the Mongols in this situation, and that's going to be a long minute for VortiX where he is not feudal, and Numudan is just gonna run in and try to go for his fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is...
The Khan is here, though.
The Khan is here doing 1 damage per hit, so that's at least something. We do have an outpost coming up, but yeah, as you said, double berries and gold, that is where the meditation gardens is. And then he's also grabbing just a handful of trees, so that's gonna be a couple wood per minute as well, just for good measure. How we're looking on water, both players pretty even with 8 and 7 fishing boats respectively.
I don't like this tower at all from Numudan. Yes, the Khan is gonna be an issue once Mongols hit feudal age, but you've got that timing right now where you could have popped down a dock and immediately gone for a galley, which Numudan is doing now anyway, well, but he just spent 100 wood on this outpost, so he was a little bit delayed. And VortiX is about to hit feudal age.
Yeah, Diasperon's now with 6 villagers. He moved a couple more over and is now hitting the feudal age. And by the way, that's another thing why I don't like Mongols on this map, since there's no trade posts. The silver tree is completely meaningless. And so you're gonna go for the step readout, which means that you're also not gonna access or have access to the coral type. And so there's just a couple things where I'm like, you might, like, I'd rather play almost any other civ on this map. But at the same time, I'm not complaining. I love seeing Mongols, so here we go.
So that is not complaining, is it?
That's German levels of not complaining.
Fair enough, fair enough. Mongol Khan is once again being annoying, and Numudan coming in with a Hulk and a galley. VortiX only has the galley right now. Hulk is in production, almost finished. And in the middle, VortiX actually finds... Oh my god, he finds 2 villagers with that tower? Jeez. That is a disaster for Numudan. Going down by 2 right here. Now, Mongols, of course, do start out with a lower number because they have to place their TC first. But, man, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
Good play by VortiX, and he's gonna drop another outpost on this side. And if he can scout the villagers here with the transport ship, for example, then yeah. If Numudan loses access to this wood line, he will have to migrate to the mainland completely, which of course is very, very annoying.
I mean, he could also go for a scout from the town center, and then that scout can pop the signal arrow. The falcon.
Oh, he already has that.
Wait. Oh, he does that. Oh,
the scout is hanging out right there. That's how he got it. Piracy is being researched. I love this.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Oh, and the outpost has been scouted by Numudan, so he knows this is here. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna move to the other side to where his dock is, or is he just gonna move to the mainland? Because in the long term, this is just gonna cause more and more issues. Oh yeah, looks like... Where's the transport ship? Yep, coming in right now. That's a rough moment here for Numudan, where he just cannot really spend too much wood for the water fight as he migrates all of his villagers over.
Meanwhile, we have a horseman chasing the Khan, so VortiX knows about that. He kind of needs to react. Does put down a stable. Probably gonna add some barracks at some point later on as well. But yeah, Khan,
Oh, look.
I'm not sure if he...
VortiX is building another tower on the top side where Numudan moved over to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the classic Mongol things. I mean, at the same time, it is understandable you don't have walls of your own, so you kind of need to have some defenses. And if the defenses can also be offenses, that's kind of nice as well. Khan going down, however, so no pokey-poke vision for VortiX for another hot minute, and then he needs to move that over. Since that is going to always spawn from the main town center.
Scouting, or as they call it professionally, the pokey-poke vision. VortiX going in with the galley here to see what is around the corner and run straight into the war junk, as you do.
As you do, yep.
But yeah, the two Keshik and another set of them about to pop out are gonna be causing problems on the mainland here. Numudan with the barracks still hasn't produced anything, still hasn't gotten the feudal age upgrade for his spears. It's in queue now.
By the way, I love the visuals that the light junk from the Mongols, the archer ship, is looking so small. It's like a big fishing boat basically, but it pretty much is exactly the same as, yeah, as the junk. You know, it looks a lot smaller, but it does the same, has the same stats. Kind of funny to me.
You know, I've always been a big fan of the fact that Chinese warships are being called junk, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure where that term comes from. Like, in German, I believe it's called Junke or something like that, so...
Yeah, Junke.
Junke,
I don't know, they're just called that. I haven't made it up.
Yeah.
No demo ships on VortiX's side. One is in the queue right now, and Numudan has one somewhere. Okay, all the way in the north. And is that... No, that's regular arrow slits. So VortiX with another outpost here. The scout has his scouting falcon almost ready to go once this is finished and the outpost is ready. The villagers are gonna hop in. The villagers are in. And here, he's not even waiting. Numudan has not reacting. That's one dead. That's the second one dead.
Well, we're busy on water right now. That's the issue right now. So Numudan is
That's the
pushing
third.
back VortiX, but yeah, losing a couple villagers. Is that gonna... No. Gonna survive with the sliver of hell, but it's gonna be more and more. But yeah, Numudan is pushing VortiX on water right now. He's busy on that front.
Even under the outpost, the arrow slits actually do decent damage to the ships. Oh my god, that demo!
Oh my goodness. That was a good connection.
So yeah, Numudan was pushing VortiX on the water. Now, well, we still have 6 hulks here, but VortiX about to push with his 7. Needs to go for a counter hit. On the land, we have Keshiks fighting spears on top of that little cliff there. And yeah, looks like VortiX is not realizing what's going on. Then again, great demo hit again on the side of Numudan. And VortiX is just gonna move in. It's 7-7, but the health is very low for Numudan's ships.
Yeah,
The demo ship is trying to sneak through, but there is enough hulks here to just take it out. You need 5 to 1 shot.
and as was pointed out in the chat by our lovely magical cow, the YAM network from the outposts does work for the ships as well, which is hilarious. You have a light junk with 2 tiles per 2 tiles move speed per second.
Okay, I want to point out, it's not lovely, it's just a bovine, but still.
Well, to each their own.
VortiX is pushing in, and he does have the faster ships. It is pretty rough right now. Mount Lu Academy coming in for Numudan. Now, the upgrades on the water are faster, 23 seconds once he is through there. You cannot, unfortunately, supervise the dock, but still pretty damn fast. But VortiX is not gonna wait for that. He's just coming in. Another demo hit going for the fishing boat in that case, but still clips one war junk. It does not look like that Numudan will be able to retain any of his fishing. So we do have a stable on the outside land where he's just gonna try and spam some knights into his opponent. VortiX just sold off a whole bunch of wood, just built the market, and he is starting to spam out spears.
Well, and I mean, by the way, just, you know, want to point out, except for the demo ships, which, you know, they don't really work, but other than that, any ship that VortiX kills regularly does provide 50 resources, 25 wood and 25 gold. And so all of these, that's, you know, free real estate right there. It's a lot of free eco that VortiX is getting, and for that reason, one of those reasons, he is way up in collected resources right now. Just look at all of that farming that he does right now. All of these resources that he's getting right now. Numudan not really paying attention, not garrisoning the fishing boats here, and that
Numudan is playing full for the land. Double stables being set up on the bottom side there, trying to run over VortiX here on the outside land. There's a... Never mind. What is in those? There's archers? No, never mind. That's 16 villagers just being transported to the mainland outside. Second barracks being set up. This is very scary though. Like, VortiX is farming. He now has fishing all by his lonesome. And he's in a great position, but this is still very scary. 3 knights are on the way.
I mean, but like even on land, we do have a handful of caching here, so they should, if it, you know, push comes to shove, they can defend against the horseman spearmen. Yeah, we do have the knights here, of course, because Numudan is castle aged, but I'm not sure that's gonna be enough. That's where are they? There we go. They're the lancers. And yeah, VortiX does see that, he knows about that, he is adding spearmen. It should be fine, he should be fine. I don't think that should be an issue. And he cut off Numudan completely. He does have pretty much vision of the full middle island here, so he knows there's not gonna be any villagers coming from the middle island once that dock is down. And so he just needs to basically hold this, slowly age up to castle age. He should have the stronger eco once he takes full control of water. And Numudan is just doing a Hail Mary attempt here with a couple of lancers, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, quite honestly. He does have a lot of eco on his pocket side, but at some point that's gonna run out, and he's not producing villagers. He's down to 35. That is not good.
About to age up now, and it is a Kurotai. Big surprise. If that gets up, VortiX is gonna be able to hold this quite easily. Already has 12 spears with 5 Keshik on top of that. But Numudan is pushing in right now. Does he see it? Sees the age up now.
Yeah, he's moving in now. He's trying to yeah, stop that, delay that, do something there at least, splitting out one of the lancers here. But that fight overall, I mean, VortiX is holding that even though he is 1 age behind because he has the spearman.
It's a weird definition of holding it. Numudan is running over all of this because, well, knights are pretty good. Is the H-up gonna go through? VortiX is just gonna sacrifice a whole bunch of villagers to get that up.
He was holding a minute ago. Why do I have to curse myself here? But
because it's a caster's curse, we don't even recognize it anymore. Anyway, Numudan does have the range defense upgrade, but it is now pretty scary for him because crossbows are on the menu. The Kurotai is right there, and of course there's triple towers just shooting. Are they upgraded? This one has arrow slits, this one has arrow slits, this one has also arrow slits, so this kind of hurts.
You can see that, by the way, like visually, if there's a plus sign here, that's
you are right, they do have the little pluses. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Never mind, I'm just pointing it out to the viewers. I really, you know, like, I really like the visual aesthetics of the game, I have to say. You know, if you want to, by the way, you know, fun fact, just, I don't know, start a game against, like, without any opponents and just let the villagers do their thing and just watch how it looks really nice how they do their work and how they do stuff. So
as we just watch brutal murder once again But these spearmen actually holding quite a bit longer under the Kurotai. Numudan is losing quite a bit of army here, down to 5 knights. Once again, if you look at the income here, VortiX still has a better one with the 5 pastures he already has under his TC, and Numudan has pretty much been completely pushed off of the woodline in the middle. And his town center is completely idle because what would be the point of producing?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we could actually try to just push the town center here. There's just a handful of villagers, and VortiX. Well, that's like one pocket where. Oh, never mind. Now we have the signal arrow there.
That scout's so annoying. Oh, look! The
Oh,
Falcon is up again. He sees where the villagers are. He's just gonna move a galley over, and Numudan will have to leave. Once again, Siege Workshop is up, so Numudan is going for a trebuchet to get rid of VortiX's presence on the mainland. Question is, can he do that? This Ubu has already run out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yep.
No more stone being produced. Where's another stone mine? Topside, no?
Yeah, the top side is one more, and then technically on the other side, but that is not accessible right now. Numudan has a strong presence here on the big gold vein, so very aggressively towards VortiX's side. But yeah, with the the Kurotai does a lot of work here right now, and once we have the numbers up, we can just push in here and then reclaim that position. There's a trebuchet, but the Khan is scouting that one out, so we do know about the trebuchet in advance.
Treb is about to die though, because like with the Kurotai right here, and we have now 7 crossbows and 12 spears. Like Numudan is still basically only making lancers. He's gonna go into a B now, but it's too late. It's too late. He's just gonna lose his lancers, and that's that.
Yeah, the crossbows in the back. Now they're not buffed by the Kurotai anymore, but it's not gonna be enough for Numudan.
Good attempt.
Very good attempt. Definitely very, very good attempt. And not technically how I expected this game to go, but yeah, VortiX is winning heavily on water, and then especially with the piracy, doing a lot of heavy lifting here in terms of economy. Really, really nicely done. Of course, bleeding a lot of villagers here when he was trying to age up, but he was still ahead, especially if I'm looking at the economy count, way ahead in terms of
Those
resources.
5 dead vills just during the water fight going down to the towers was brutal. I mean, Numudan could have countered in kind and tried to scout that out with a ship, but just didn't. And it just hurts a lot to lose so many so fast.
It does, yeah. So, nice job by VortiX showing that Mongols do work on on moving out. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did we crush your expectations? When are the Mongol nerfs coming, by the way?
No, I mean, again, like I'm not complaining. It's like just but it's
Classic.
it just feels weird. It feels wrong, even though it feels right.
Manu, you take it away real quick because I need to take this call. I will be with you in 1 second.
No worries. Yeah, so let's take a quick recap here for the moment. VortiX up 2-1. It's a best of 5, so he is on match point. One more, and then he could potentially make it to the semifinals. I did send an invite to Askalat, so as soon as he takes that invite, we can move into the next game, which is gonna be on Coastal Cliffs. So let's put that in here. Coastal Cliffs, and it's gonna be VortiX playing the Ayyubids and Numudan playing the Delhi. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Both civilizations quite popular on that map, so definitely not a bad choice at all. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, I suppose Ascalon is busy with the call here, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna stream my. I'm streaming anyway. So let's just hop into that for now.
All right.
Ah,
I has returned.
you has returned. Just 5 seconds
All right.
after I hit observe. You were not on. You were not accepting my invitation.
Well,
So
I could have thought of that,
you could
honestly.
you could have.
Probably should have. Whoops.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But yeah. Either way is fine. Like I'm just streaming my perspective, so you can just hop in whenever you find that game.
Delhi.
Yeah, Delhi Ayyubids.
Delhi when
Let's.
it's match point. Or
Well,
VortiX. I honestly expected China here, and then like Gorge, which would be the last map, which is a very good Delhi map, but this is not what we're getting. I mean, Gorge is also a very good China map,
yeah.
but
I mean,
Delhi.
which map isn't a good China map?
You got me there, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, classic. But yeah, so Numudan playing the Delhi. I didn't check what they sniped of each other, so it could have very well been China here in the cards as well. But yeah, it is gonna be Delhi here being played by Numudan in green on the right
China
side.
and Jeanne D'Arc has been sniped out.
Okay,
So yeah, VortiX expecting the China Delhi and puts Jeanne D'Arc here.
Yeah.
I guess he's confident with Ayyubid against Delhi. And well, this map only has 2 sacred sites, but still, I would slightly favor Delhi in this matchup. Slightly. It is very competitive.
Yeah, I mean, Ayyubids does have a couple, tricks up their sleeve. With the Dervish, they can negate any feudal age aggression, at least unless it's a lot of Ghazi Raiders. So if it's just 1 or 2, you can basically ignore them. You don't even need to go for a tower. You just have the Dervish there and heal them up. With the Desert Raiders, you have this kind of weird, both situations that, Ghazi Raiders countering the Desert Raiders in turn countering the Ghazi Raiders. And so that is kind of like a weird situation right there.
Hear me out here. And I know this is ridiculous, but since we saw Numudan go for the Hippodrome with great effect earlier, how do you feel about Tower of Victory these days?
Well, I always feel Tower of Victory, but...
By the way, Growth Wing for VortiX, so he just wants to get economically ahead. No feudal healing for Ayyubids.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that was another thing that was considering is if you go for the growth wing, you just get a slight equal advantage already, and then with Spearman you can counter the Ghazi Raiders, you're gonna be fine, and then you can still do basically the same thing. So I'm not opposed to that. I mean, also there's 3 berry bushes, on his side of the map, so with the growth wing, that is kind of nice, adding another
Oh look,
50...
it's a dome.
Oh yay, surprise. Not really.
Yeah, not really, but hey. It's fun to think about Tower of Victory and the fact that it exists occasionally. I guess we do see it with Tuklak quite a bit.
It's hilarious to me that, I'm always the one advocating for Tower of Victory, and you're like, are you out of your mind? You can't do that. Nobody
come
does
on,
that.
you didn't this time around, so I had to basically fill your slot. But yeah,
so you're playing
Double
devil's
Fave coming
advocate
in.
now, I suppose.
Pretty much. Now, VortiX does have the issue that if he were to just rush straight to Castle Age here, his wood line is of course super forward, is very exposed, and that's quite a scary situation. Now, you can offset that with Industry Wing, but at the same time, like, if you're gonna get stopped on aging up, basically, or if you're gonna get pushed off of your gold at any point, you are in dire straits. So I do believe that we're gonna see a little bit of feudal age here, at least.
Yeah. Also, we're not gonna see Industry Wing since we're going for Growth Wing right now.
Oh
so...
no, you make a good point.
But yeah, if we would have gone for Dervish, then the Industry Wing definitely would have made a lot of sense. You're getting, what is that, like 900 wood, I believe? So that is quite a lot of wood that you get. So could be a second town center, could be a bunch of production buildings, could be a big wall.
It's
All these
VortiX. It's a bunch of production buildings. What's the
Yeah.
point of having another town center that's idle?
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just listing the options there. But yeah, Numudan, as we speak, also aging up with the Dome of the Faith, immediately queuing a bunch of scholars as you do, and yeah, also, I don't know, doing daily things. I mean, the macro is pretty much how you would expect. Maybe a little bit heavy on food for now, but yeah, just gonna
It's classic Delhi.
yeah. Gonna add the blacksmith, gonna add there's a stable, gonna add that as well, and then he's just gonna play Delhi as you do. VortiX with a double stable, so definitely looking into the Desert Raiders very strongly right now.
Is it mass raiders until the first archer arrives, and then we're just gonna add some horsemen, and then we're gonna go castle? Because that is how you used to play Ayyubid against Delhi. Back when Delhi was basically the boogeyman of the ladder, and everyone was really, really scared. Numudan going for the blacksmith second, so only Ghazi for now.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, like, putting the attacks in queue, it does take a little bit, even though we have three scholars rather, you know, chilling in the mosque here, so improving the research speed. And so you kind of want to have the blacksmith relatively fast. And then, yeah, Ghazi's in queue. Are we gonna see? Yeah,
VortiX is confident to say the least. There's double stable, double archery range coming up for him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not thinking about Castle Age at all. This is VortiX. He might actually just be going into Master Smiths with a archer timing push, as he sometimes likes to do. And Numudan, what did he scout out first? Okay, Steel Arrow coming in and Iron Undermesh second. I mean, this is just classic Delhi. If you look at Numudan's play right now and you compare it to your average Delhi guy that has been up to date for the last 5 seasons, this is how you play.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is, you could definitely make a guide video out of this. And the question is, you know, just because this is how you play it, is it gonna be successful? That's the other question. And so we're gonna find that out.
It's been pretty effective for the last 5 seasons. Let's find out, though.
Yeah, VortiX seeing that. Couple of Ghazis here already.
Scout getting taken out. That's pretty rough, but VortiX does have double stable, so I'm guessing we're gonna see a new Scout being produced very, very soon.
Yeah, already have a couple of horsemen, Desert Raiders, so horsemen as the front line, and then the Desert Raiders will be ranged unless they need to get rid of cavalry. Then they're gonna switch into the melee form as they do right now here, with the swords being out.
Is VortiX chasing some sort of timing push here? Because he keeps spending his food down to the last dredges. No chance to queue up a scout, because we need to put everything into military.
Yeah, this is definitely a very aggressive build order, barely floating, quote-unquote, 200 to 300 resources, so really, like, well done in terms of spending resources. And, you know, talking about guides, I mean, this is probably also something that you could look at as a guide for how to play Ayyubids aggressively in feudal age.
And the scout finds the 4 horsemen here, going for the berry villagers. So good on Numudan for already having 3 of them, because he was gonna go pro scout this deer camp down there. Pro scout about to finish up, and no defense against the horsemen right now at the bottom side. VortiX quite happy with that attack. And is he gonna find the 6 health? It's dead.
Yeah, there you go. He's gonna lose the horseman though, so I mean, it is a costly price that he has to pay here. I'm not sure if that's a term, but
Oh yeah. So VortiX is gonna have a slight upgrade advantage in that next fight, which is quite big, because, well, VortiX already has 14 archers on the field. Numudan not fielding just as many. And these Desert Raiders, they're not here to fight, they're here to debuff the Ghazi.
yeah, that is a very good point. I mean, that is taking 2 damage off of them, and since they They are not facing heavy armored units. They're not. The +2 that they have is not gonna come into play. A bunch of scholars getting pulled, so that is kind of offsetting the debuff in a sense. So should have a very sustainable army, but VortiX's army, I mean, looking at the army, okay, well, I mean, the army value is always misleading because of the scholars, so technically VortiX should be ahead right now in terms of army value. And what is
he
he
should be
going to do
quite ahead. But the scholars are in this fight, which is very, very scary because they're high value, and you do not want to lose them to the 19 archers that VortiX has. Numudan also doesn't want to fight for the next 10 seconds because he doesn't have range defense just yet. Numudan has full vision here. VortiX also brought a scout with him, so he sees the scouts picking up that deer camp, knows he needs to be doing something with his huge army that he built. What is he waiting for? Bloomery coming in 5 seconds for him. Is that the timing for him to push? No, he's going home.
Is he going home? That seems weird. I mean, he's also on the berries, so he's kind of happy to take the berries for the time being. You know, you're kind of trading the pro scouts with taking your own berries right now, and the army is his, you know, insurance to make that happen. But
coming in again. VortiX is just going for all of the blacksmith upgrades. The more I see this, the more I'm convinced it's going to be Master Smiths if we're going to see a Castle Age. Because here is the big fight. We're coming in. Feudal healing is accessible for Numudan. The scholars are in there, are not being sniped out just yet. And VortiX, he's just kiting back with his superior archer numbers here, doing a number on those Ghazi.
Yeah, at the same time, a lot of horsemen dying relatively quickly here. The Ghazi and the archers on the dead side also doing a lot of work here. 6 horsemen left standing. No desert raiders, by the way, so the debuff is gone. So 2 more in queue. And
very scary.
The archer numbers are comparable, by the way. I mean, we're looking at 16
now they are.
here.
Reinforcements are not yet here though, but the healing that has not been disabled, no scholars have died in this fight, are very, very bad for VortiX.
I mean,
Numudan, he might have lost all of his front line, but he's now pushing VortiX off of the food. Where can he go? Is there more left? There's a berry patch top side.
Yeah.
But that's about it. The last few sheep are being consumed. And Numudan is going back. VortiX, by the way, was on the way to Castle Age between that and then chose to not die to this push.
Yeah. Well, so the issue with sniping the scholars, of course, is that since your archers have the same range as their archers, you have to go in way deeper than you would like to.
Oh yeah, feels very bad if you are not confident in kiting back.
Yeah. And so that is, you know, like you basically have to go like right in front of the horsemen to be able to be in range to snipe the scholars. And even though it, in theory it does make a lot of sense, in practice it will mean that your archers will just die. And so it's, yeah, definitely have to be careful, cautious when to make that call, when to do that.
It's in such a good position. VortiX is moving out. He's going to run straight into the Ghazi here. Ghazi needs to push back, and VortiX is trying to find some damage. Going for those berries once again, but Numudan currently only eating the pro-scouted food. He does see the horsemen come in, and he can react accordingly, guys. There we go.
He could react accordingly.
Yeah, VortiX is just pumping army as much as he can. Numudan now going for that Castle Age timing, and VortiX scouted it out. He saw that many villagers on gold. They can only mean one thing. There's only one sacred site that VortiX will very soon be able to decap. But yeah, VortiX is very far away from Castle Age, and he needs to make something happen with that feudal age army he's building. It looks very good for Numudan right now, because he does have 10 scholars, about to be 12. And he's about to click up here, so his upgrades will be very fast indeed. VortiX is moving out right now. He doesn't have the army to do this. It's just not gonna happen. He needs to really find some damage with this push.
Yeah, that is the issue. He doesn't really have the army right now, and he's really on a timer right now. You see Captain the Sacred Side, that is good, but is that gonna be enough? Because Numudan has enough gold to get some lancers on the field. He is gonna, as you mentioned, gonna get the upgrades in a timely manner, and then as soon as that is done, he can then again pop out the scholars and have that as a heal. And VortiX doesn't
Cool.
have that. He didn't have that with the Dervish, unfortunately, since he didn't go for that option.
VortiX coming in, he sees the H-up. The H-up is not gonna be sniped out in any case. We're fighting under the full town center here against Scholar Healing. I don't like this number game for VortiX. And House of Learning about to finish up. The Gazi's still cutting through that front line. No more camels. And this kind of looks like it's super over now. Castle Age is in.
Yeah.
28 archers and 14 horsemen still. But with the healing, Numudan is just holding this.
Yeah, no, this game is, I mean, I don't want to call it because anything can happen almost, I suppose, but this definitely feels to be over. And I mean, if we look at villagers just for a second, both players on 50 villagers, but VortiX got 3 extra with the growth wing. But since he had almost 2 minutes of idle time on his TC now, he's falling behind in villager numbers. So basically the growth wing arguably didn't really do a whole lot. Advancement wing coming in now, that is, you know, something, but is it gonna be enough? Because we don't have any army left, so...
Problem is the advancement wing, it doesn't really solve your problem.
No,
yes, it solves the problem that you're about to be run over by a Castle Age army, but at the same time, you don't have any long-term prospect from this. Like,
no.
You are just denying yourself the extra healing with the dervishes. You're denying yourself Master Smiths. You're denying yourself reinforcement wing. It's a very rough prospect, and Delhi gets all of that value from the get-go by the free upgrades immediately. Yeah. Now, the only thing that Numudan hasn't got going for him is the food, but VortiX is also not in a great position there.
Well, I mean, we do have a berry patch here on the south, on the right side, so we can just put 2 small walls in here, and then you have a bunch of villagers here safe.
VortiX coming in with a raid, but Numudan sees it coming. That doesn't mean he's reacting to that, as we see when we watch Myriad games sometimes, but yeah, does react to it in time. And mass farms are coming in for the Delhi.
You know, sometimes knowing is enough, I suppose.
Sometimes you just move your villagers half a screen and let them stand there while the cavalry massacre them. Yeah. Because you reacted, right?
Yeah, you did see it, you know, that's all that matters. By the way, I think the advancement wing, the cultural wing, one reason why VortiX is going for that is because it's cheaper. And so
he's
100%. Like, you know, I kind of want to have it quicker. I don't want to spend the extra, you know, 400, I believe, resources that would be. I want to have it now.
Cheaper, faster, about to die. It does help when you get that. And we're going for full raiders. Veteran Desert Raiders and Archers is the first upgrade that VortiX is getting in. But the first War Elephant is already on the way.
Yeah, that usually spells a lot of trouble for you. You know, letting Delhi do go for too many elephants usually doesn't feel great for you. By the way, Numudan picking up the 4th relic right now, and that's already, you know, across the middle line, so he should be able to score that as well. So that means VortiX has only 1 relic that he can potentially get. Not to mention that these walls also cut off the both sacred sites. So Numudan definitely in a strong position when it comes to sacred sites and the relics.
He picked up the 5th. Okay, he's just gonna walk his scholar right next to the mill.
Oh no.
Because I'm invisible, I'm invisible, I'm invisible. Another raid in the back there does not find any villagers. Is he gonna get away with that?
He shouldn't.
He's visible again. And dude, no.
Oh my goodness.
And he's at least through the halfway point.
He's gone. He's gone. I don't think VortiX will, even if he realizes it now, like find that sneaky scholar. You're not gonna find it anymore.
VortiX doesn't care. He has about to have 8 Camel Lancers, 8 Desert Raiders, and 32 Archers. He's pushing in. He wants to end this game because it's looking pretty bad. This outpost, though, getting a Springer placement for this fight as well. And there is 2 War Elephants that we don't really have a solution for them. The Raiders do decent damage, but yeah, it's rough going up. VortiX is running in. He has 630 stone. Is he just gonna tank archer shots with his villagers here while he waits for his keep drop?
Oh no, it kind of looks like it.
Scholars are being pulled! And oh my god, it would have been so beautiful.
Yeah, it would have been beautiful, but he's losing a handful of villagers already. And yeah, to your point, doesn't have any response to the elephants at all. Rough. I think he had a good plan. Definitely had a different plan than it. Yeah, he needed to switch at some point, and it just didn't work out. Not at all. Yeah, 2 extremely bad fights here. One here and then one at the end, unfortunately.
I do like that attempted keep drop there, but you know, you're already so far behind.
Yeah.
Like pretty much everything went wrong for VortiX in this game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the light at the end of the tunnel is that he can still make it work, right? I mean, we're match point, both players 2-2 right now, so he's not out here. He can still win and you know, advance to the next round, to the semifinals. But definitely Numudan coming in. Yeah, basically every other game won it, and so very even.
It is match point, folks. Match point. And you know what's worrying for me is the fact that VortiX has Mali, JD, and OTD, which I generally would favor, like JD and OTD against Tuklak and Roos. I kind of like VortiX's position more for a Gorge fight. Like, there's no way that China is getting through. And Mali, are you confident to play against Mali? Gorge is not the best map because the second goal is up on the hill. But then again, it's Malians.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be Malians. I can tell you that much. And with that, let's just hop into it. I did update the draft on screen, so it's gonna be Roos against Jeanne D'Arc. The other options would have been Chinese and Malians, but once again, both civilizations getting sniped. So Roos against Jeanne D'Arc, potentially 2 feudal age knight civilizations.
I mean, I'm always happy to see a little bit of Roos coming back. But I cannot judge this matchup at all anymore because, well, Roos has gone through some iterations, and JD is always a little hit or miss depending on how your fights go and how you snowball. It should be pretty good for Numudan because Roos isn't really attackable early, and JD does like to fight.
Yeah. That is definitely true. JD does benefit heavily from messy fights and a kill here and there. Are you gonna go range defense, ranged Jando? That is the question to me.
I mean, I don't think you don't really expect Roos to go Mass Spears. Like, there's really no point. And so I do think that if you're not facing off against Mass Spears that your opponent is putting up to defend against your knights, there's really not a whole lot of point to go melee. But we'll find that out. VortiX opening with a wheelbarrow build, as you do these days. It's just better. It's just better, I say. You are slightly slower in the age up. Slightly. Not really that much, honestly. And you get the wheelbarrow early, so your income is just that much better. Now, honestly, would you consider a 2TC JD against a Roos player? Which then puts you on the back foot and defensive against a potential fast castle into knights, but...
Yeah, that's exactly why I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not a JD main or in any stretch of the imagination, but... I don't
Numudan
think
is so greedy. Sorry.
No, I don't think I would go for a second TC with Jeanne D'Arc. I think I would just basically do what French does, but with consecration, instead of having to worry about getting a keep later on. And then just, you know, getting as much... That's another thing, like, you kind of want to be aggressive, you want to be involved in fights, and you can't really do that as much if you're going for the eco option with the 2TC play. And so it also is kind of weird because as Jeanne D'Arc, you don't have the faster villager production, and so it's not as valuable as it would be for French, for example, where you might be able to throw your opponent off a little bit. I mean, yes, you're losing a villager when, like, once Jeanne D'Arc ages up,
that's why you don't age her up until the moment that you've gathered enough for the TC, and then you age her up, because then you get the aura that lets villagers around you build faster, which is a pretty fun interaction, quite honestly. But yeah, it does slow you down in the experience department. And JD moving forward to build the landmark. Oh my god, it's a school of cavalry! Everyone's surprised.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the markets would have been a little bit more
I love that.
in the middle, right?
Ooh. We have a Kremlin, so we're countering JD immediately. Now, what can she do? There's a hunting cabins that can be burned all the way in the back, but that's behind Numudan's base. It's really scary. And now we have a Kremlin defending that deer pack. VortiX did not scout this corner at all, so he doesn't have any idea this is going on. Doesn't see any deer in the fog. He's just gonna run past here and see a Kremlin.
Yeah, and rather the Kremlin is gonna see him. Also, that means that, you know, funny thing also, the Kremlin, when you call the militia, they actually spawn at the town center. And so if you have a French, you know, Jeanne D'Arc diving your base with a couple knights, you can pull a couple Kremlin out on your town center immediately. And so the town center, the base in general, should be safe. The Kremlin providing like a huge vision as well. Also, as you said, you know, keeping the deer pack safe, keeping the big gold here safe, so that is kind of nice. And then also giving you easy access to the woodlands.
Oh, is VortiX gonna lose his scout here? Yeah, he's immediately turning around, because the Kremlin does have quite a big range, and it does so much damage if villagers are inside, because it comes with all upgrades of a wooden fortress.
Yeah. Also, I mean, in terms of, you know, the increased wood production from the Rus, it also does give you that. So it also, yeah, it basically is a wooden fortress on steroids, basically.
JD about to age up. She needs oh, never mind, she needs 50 more. And there is a boar on the southern side, which I expect will be the first target for VortiX. VortiX just trying to be annoying, stopping the deer push here, but just 1 second inside the Kremlin range already put that scout to very low health. He is going to find this deer, though.
Yeah, nicely done here. That is going to be annoying, but at the same time, you can just put a hunting cabin over here. They're not as expensive as they used to be, and then you can gather those two. Or if you go for pro scouts, you just pull them over to that hunting cabin. That problem is going to be solved. We have one knight here already, another one in queue. Where is Jeanne D'Arc?
Still mining gold.
Deer, mining gold. We do have the ranged one, so gonna get the archer. Even though with the Kremlin, with the militia, you could argue that the melee version wouldn't be bad, but you know, trying to snipe villagers with the divine arrow instead of the holy wrath in the melee form is also kind of nice. You know, 40
Where's
damage.
he gonna snipe though?
That's the thing.
So,
like with the vision here, you're not gonna snipe anything next to the Kremlin. So
here comes the second question. Numudan, okay. The stable is just for knights, which I do like as a choice, because Hunter JD is quite vulnerable to cavalry just being run down and run over. Now, VortiX, where can he find damage? He could go for the wood line, but I'm expecting Numudan to build a wooden fortress there eventually. Or he could step up to where the scout is right now and try to shoot the villagers on deer and just be annoying that away. Oh, Numudan is sneaky, trying to take out the scout here, which is an issue.
Yeah, nice.
And there's the first divine arrow. 6 extra for VortiX.
Yeah, I mean, not
just
the
like-
worst, you know, all things considered. Four knights already here, so getting a sizable knight mass. Numudan 3 more in queue. But I mean, of course, with the
VortiX
stable,
has no idea about the stable. And he's on the deer pack forward. Numudan sees that there's a deer dead in the fog. He's heading... He was heading straight for it, and now he's turning back.
Yeah, that knight is coming out. Does he really not? Yeah, okay, so he does know about the stable, so he knows that there's knights gonna be somewhere. And yeah, he's immediately responding to that, putting an outpost on the mill here. Has a knight there as well, so he should be able to fight against that
Doesn't
knight.
realize. He
Good
sees the
charge.
attack ping now, but tower has to be abandoned. Charge, though, has been cancelled, and he's not gonna be able to find a kill there. Second knight is also out to defend. JD is still being annoying, and VortiX is targeting the woodline here, and is probably gonna start burning hunting cabins. Or is he gonna rather keep the knights invisible so he can possibly find a will kill? Triple stable, by the way, for Roos.
Well, I mean, you do have to compete with the faster production speed from the School of Cavalry, plus any
JD's
other
half
stable.
health. Numudan is going for it. He's trying to kill Jenny right now.
Yeah, one knight is relatively low health as well, so you can try to snipe him as well. Healing getting
Heal
popped,
coming through.
but that
Can he
should
get
not be enough.
one knight? No, he cannot. JD is down. Knight's getting pulled back, so no experience taken over there. And rebuy.
Yeah, immediately rebuy. You kind of don't want to miss out on that experience that you would get. Otherwise, one knight losing his life, second one, but French also very low health knights. It would be about time to get chivalry. At least that's what I would do probably next, just to keep them valuable. But good fight
Do
overall.
we tell
for
VortiX to stop listening to the stream?
Well, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, VortiX just completely outmicroed Numudan in that fight. He's
Yeah.
in a good position right now. Knight numbers are equal, but keep in mind one side has JD with the heal and the extra divine arrows. And also the chivalry and the charge damage bonus. This is very scary for Numudan, by the way. Going out to the boar. VortiX did scout this, so he knows that deer is here. He can see them moving if he pays attention. And he's gonna see them disappear if Numudan is going for that. Wooden Fortress is coming out. But yeah, looks like he will be getting away with that.
I mean, he's on the board for now, so the deer shouldn't. I mean, they're moving, but other than that, they shouldn't really. Okay, as I'm saying that, he's also going to the deer. Never mind me. But yeah, I mean, overall, like the last fight, basically, Numudan killing Jeanne D'Arc, but otherwise losing 2 or 3 knights. So that was kind of rough. He's still way ahead in army value for some reason, with 10 knights versus 9. I'm not sure why it has so much more.
I mean, that's 500 extra value that he should be having, but
Yeah, it's all
is not the case right now.
But yeah,
Now,
on the
VortiX
other
is
side,
heading for castle, by the way.
That is a choice. I mean, he is securing the boar here on the right side, so he does have the deer pack, he does have the boar. His gold should be relatively safe. He doesn't really have a whole lot of vision there, but there's a couple of knights. So
Numudan has no vision right now, does not know where anything is. VortiX is just completely pulled back, is going for his own boar at this moment. And yeah, JD is just hanging out in the back. Is this a Institute game? You have 10 knights, you have Jenny. This might be a good Institute game, quite honestly. Or you just go for the safe bet and you go Guildhall. The knights have been scouted out over here, but you're also on the board, like your food income is not really suffering with the little bit of idle time.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine in terms of resources. And we have the guild hall, surely enough, coming up with 15 villagers. So VortiX wants to get that thing rather quickly. And yeah, then
Well,
he'll
this
just...
will be really bad news, Bears.
I mean, he's gonna get the upgrades. He's like falling behind in numbers because Numudan is just producing more and more knights. But I mean, with Castle Age knights, especially once he gets the charge extra damage, that could be a little bit difficult for Numudan to run into. So he might have to switch into Castle Age at that point as well.
I'm not worried right now. Okay, VortiX is not thinking about any crossbows at all. There is another stable being added that makes 4 of them. Keep in mind, these guys produce faster than the average civilization. And yeah, we're just gonna go full knights all day, every day. Numudan is following him to Castle Age, by the way. Big surprise, I know.
He's kind of looking for a raid here. Ooh, final villagers on the board, getting no villager kill here, but he's easily gonna burn down that tower. We do have knights following suit from VortiX. Ayyubids is coming in.
The knight is pretty low. Gets targeted by the tower.
And one more. There you
and go. It's out of range for experience. That must feel bad. High Trade House is coming in for Numudan.
Well, it must be bad, but at the same time, you're still happy that it got killed, I suppose. How is that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
How is that high trade house? I mean, it's not the most valuable, I suppose, but it's definitely very, very safe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always happy to see an abbey, but this is not what we're getting today. VortiX was up first. It does not have a monastery just yet, but it's probably because soon incoming. Right now, VortiX is more focused on, once again, killing his opponent. Nice catch here by Numudan. But only gets a big charge and loses the 1 low HP knight while he does. Meanwhile, VortiX is gonna gun for those berry villagers. And we'll off again. Keep in mind, this is still the upgrade advantage for VortiX, because their knight upgrade also is faster. 27 seconds until Numudan can follow suit to veterancy.
Who we have? So Jeanne D'Arc is adding a monastery as well as Numudan. So both players pretty much at the same time with the monastery, so trying to go for the relics. Numudan, of course, with the warrior monks having a little bit of a better time here. 5 villager kills here on the high trade house. That is a quite brutal response. And another one just... Oh, is he? No, he's not gonna survive that, unfortunately. 6 more villager kills here. VortiX must be loving this right now. That was very, very nice. And once he, groups together the army numbers that he has a slight army advantage as well. So has to be
as well as the armor advantage, because he does have the better upgrades. Charge coming in, but unfortunately for Numudan, the reinforcements are coming in as well. And these are French knights. JD survives. JD is at 380 right now, about to be even more. So level 3 coming in very, very soon. Just 90 experience left. Yeah, I don't think Numudan can fight this, even with militia has been called, even with adding crossbows, even with adding spears. Yeah, and the militia are just ships in the night running past.
Yeah, I mean, they're also, of course, losing health every second that they're alive, up to or down rather, to 1 health. So at some point they're just gonna be sniped by Jeanne D'Arc. She doesn't really need to worry about them too much. They're not an indefinite source of army right now. And yeah, Numudan definitely here tucked in his base right now. He does have the warrior monk somewhere on the field. How we're looking, yeah. VortiX already.
No, warrior monk is not in the fight. He's going for relics, which of course long-term payoff. But is it gonna cost him in this fight? JD does not have her heal ready. She's a 40 experience off of level 3, which she would definitely get in this fight, assuming she can survive that long. And the militia are also here, but good connection on that charge. How many divine arrows do we have? We have one going, so she could level up right now if she snipes one of the low HP knights.
There you go. Yep. It does have
4,
enough now.
3. And all of the militia are about to tick down to 0 health very, very soon. That's 26 French knights. And VortiX is looking very, very scary. How's the guild hall looking? 700 food. I guess VortiX is just a little bit of a miss macro right now because he had to move off of his starting gold. Had to move over to both sides now. But he's gonna fix that immediately. This is what happens when you're used to playing French, by the way, sometimes. Because JD uses so much less food than the French, you just don't realize it sometimes. I do think that VortiX has a plan here for all of that food. Is he just gonna... Oh, just gonna go straight to him!
Yeah,
he's not waiting for the guild hall, he's just going. He's gonna sell food?
Switching the guild hall to gold now. Has almost 3,000 food right now. Getting the relic, so both players grabbing their second relic as we speak. And yeah, there we have it. Red Palace coming up on the small gold lane here on the right. I think it would have been better on the left side on the big gold lane. That would be my personal preference, but
you just build it for the timing. Like this is I am having 30 Castle Age Knights about to be Imperial Knights, and then I'm just gonna walk into the base with JD heal, and what can you do about it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the mounted archer now has 2 divine arrows. Heal is ready. The consecration being used perfectly on all the stables, even on the town center. Very nicely done here. So the macro, when it comes to that, definitely is on point. And yeah, 31 knights. I mean, Numudan admittedly also has a lot of knights, and he has what,
lead upgrade coming in.
12 1 HP militia. The classical glass cannon here.
Hey, they're great at soaking up charges, okay?
That is true. That is very, very true, yeah.
Numudan is moving out, but by the time he's over on the other side of the map, the elite upgrade will have finished very, very likely, and so does he. Think more crossbows being added now. Numudan knows he's a little bit behind. Imperial Age would be cool. Streltsy would be really, really fun to have.
Oh yeah.
I guess, what do we do here? Because that Kremlin is suddenly no longer providing any defense either.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a big chunk of gold that is still sitting there for Numudan, which he kind of would need to get to Imperial Age. I think VortiX now, Imp upgrade coming in just now. There you go, beautiful visuals here for the Knights, just burning down the stables, not really having a care in the world about anything else. And the militia...
JD's gonna get level 4 in this fight easily. And the warrior monk has also been sniped out. There is another one on the field somewhere coming in from the side right now. Numudan would love to have this in the fight. First big heal has been used. Numudan's army is so low health at this point. VortiX has 10 more knights. This is just gonna be over.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do against Imperial Age?
12 crossbows though.
Even without the royal bloodline, there's still imp knights, and there's just not enough counters for them really.
They have too much health to kill.
Yeah.
And VortiX moves on to the semifinals.
Yeah, GG getting called. Numudan putting a great series here and equalizing the score after each game, but since there's a definitive amount of games in the best of 5, he is not gonna be able to continue on. And yeah, VortiX taking that serious. Yeah, very nice
VortiX
game.
is like, cool, I can just play Mass Knights. I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is that easy, right?